Hey guys, I'm Megan.
I'm Stephanie.
We are Barnbesties,
here with
Farm Fresh Advice.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barnbesties
with Farm Fresh Advice for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns, so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely.
Okay, I came over to Megan's. We've been talking a lot about equipment, farm equipment, tractors, manure spreaders, bobcats, all the attachments. We are clearly
One with the hay elevator.
this is a large hay elevator.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about moving hay a lot, but we've been talking about moving hay with large equipment.
Yep.
And that's moving large squares, round bales. Occasionally you need the small squares.
Yeah. So this is specifically for small bales, and it's
This
for
is huge, man.
putting it up in the barn.
Yeah.
So
What a loft.
what you would do is, what we used to do, we don't have a loft anymore. So
Hallelujah.
yes, yeah, hallelujah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I actually did enjoy those days when we had a whole
When
big
you were
group.
younger and stronger.
Yeah, younger and stronger.
More energetic.
And more energetic, and we had a lot of people who love to work on the farm. We don't have that anymore. So this guy would be backed up to our loft, and we'd put it up into the barn. So what you can do, which we'll see if we can do it. There, where is the little? Oh, here's the guy. So it has been a while.
The crank.
But what you do? Oh yeah, it may not. No, maybe it goes the other way. Oh no, there's a release.
Yeah, it's probably locked, which is safe because
Yep.
you're wobbling.
So anyway,
So
you would crank this, and then this raises
To
because
as high as your loft is.
obviously right now it's not high, and then these little guys would come together, and so then you would drive your wagon to the front of this, and this is actually my favorite.
This would tip into the wagon, wouldn't it?
I love it
I love
because
that.
not all hay elevators are created equal.
No,
people.
this is awesome. Mine was not like that.
You would move this, and so you drive it to the window, right,
The
or
side-
the
the side
side door,
of the
and you put it
wagon.
right. You'd rest it onto your wagon, so the person in the wagon
Shoots down.
and you want to have it at an angle.
You want
right?
it close
You
enough
don't
to get
want
a
it
nice
here,
steep angle.
right? So this angle.
So
And-
the closer you drive your wagon, the steeper.
Yep.
The easier it would slide down.
It slide down, and
I
it
love
goes
that.
right in, and so then we'll let it. Let's see if we can let it down. And then what you do need power, electric. So there's a motor right here, and then you would just plug this in to your cord, and then
Belt driven, I see.
yep. And then it's really important you oil your chain. I love this chain. We have
Yes.
extra pieces.
So I think Mr. Cameraman used to see this chain.
Yeah, come on
So
over.
You see there's spikes that stick out. This is to catch the bales and push the bales up. You need something that the bales are going to get caught on. So there's these little, I don't know, what, inch?
Yeah.
So like an inch
Inch
just
and
to
a half.
grab the bale
And then
and push it up the hay elevator.
The one thing that's really important is we would only put 3 bales on. It depends on how heavy the bale
So
is.
you don't want to go
You don't
just
want to
cramming
put
it loaded.
no, because
Too
you'll
much
break
on your
it.
motor.
Yeah, you'll ruin the motor. You might break your chain. The person up in the loft who's unloading might get really angry at you. That was always fun.
Check that might. We'll get.
Yeah.
You'd have to have multiple people up there.
Yeah. Or it would be a competition, but generally we didn't put more than 3 or 4.
So
And
how many would you have in your wagon loading this? Like walking the
we
bale?
would have 2
2 there.
in the wagon, and we'd usually have 3 in the hay mow.
Yeah.
3 or 4 actually, because
The higher you stack,
yeah.
you need to have somebody up there and somebody.
because you can't
pulling
just
them up
have
there.
one person. And also, as the wagon becomes empty, you need to have someone in the back of the wagon handing it to the person that's loading it onto the hay elevator.
Yeah.
Same thing in the hay mow. One person unloads it to the first layer, and we make little steps, and then that next person.
This is why, Megan, I use round bales. This requires
Lots of people.
lots of physical labor, back-breaking labor.
Yeah.
I don't have the back for it anymore. I did this for decades.
Yeah, and it's really important.
And
Even
my-
when you're
my
young,
back-
save your back.
Can't
Use
do it
your core.
anymore. Yeah, you got to have a strong core, strong arms. And like you said, the more people, the less difficult on your body. Because if you're short-staffed on this, you're doing too much.
Oh yeah, and we would some nights it would just be 2 people. Other times we'd have
And
like
then you just
7
go-
people.
You just
unloading.
go as slow as you need to go.
Right,
But then you're sitting there for hours.
honestly, I think this is becoming obsolete, especially with the new option we have.
Unless, but what if you got that haymow? You're up on a second floor. You can't necessarily.
Right, you can't.
You still have all those barns all over Wisconsin where the cows. My barn.
Yeah.
My barn. Ooh, got to be careful of that. My barn. Cows are all milked, and it's a garage now. But when it was an original barn to the farm, my garage, which was a milking dairy, it was a 16 stanchion. They could milk 16 cows at a time on the ground level. And then upstairs was where the hay was stored.
And they threw it down.
And they threw it down through chutes in the floor. So you still had to get it up there. There's still hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of barns that are built like that. When you built your barn, you had a haymow.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
did. They are
not
still out
ideal.
there.
I think now larger modern day farms aren't going to store it like that. They're
No.
going to do what we've shown in your videos. Everything is going to be on ground level. You're going to be using large equipment, as we've talked about, to store. But there's still a purpose and a need for this.
There is. So
I had one that was like this,
yeah.
much smaller, because we would drive the hay wagon into my barn, and we would stack it just to the side of the main aisle. So, and we would go all the way to the ceiling. So I had, I think it was an 18-foot electric that I would literally, you know how the front of the hay wagon drops down, kind of like the bed of a truck, or of a truck. We would stick it on there, and I'd had a piece of wood under it, and then we'd shoot it out because I wasn't going far. We were literally just, you know, my barn is 42 feet wide, 14-foot aisle, 14 feet off to the side. That was as far as you needed to go. So we would literally just shoot it off, and as the layers, we would make layers, kind of like you're building with bricks, up it would go. And we could get away with one person in the wagon, one person going up. And then as we finished a layer, the 2 of us would just lift it to the next layer. So that works, because otherwise you are literally throwing. And that is where
you're back.
You're done.
You're done.
The whole
After
twisty, the whole heave-ho twisty is so bad for your back. So mine was also electric. Now we should talk about, they do have PTO drive ones.
I've never seen one.
You back a tractor up to, it's going to be a PTO apparatus here, and you know, hook up the PTO, and the tractor's PTO drives it.
Okay.
Hard pass on that?
Yeah.
PTOs are dangerous.
Well, yeah, you might lose some fingers. And same thing with this.
Or worse.
There used to be a cover. That would cover this.
But that's at least, that belt could snap.
Well, we took the cover off because when you're unloading hay, all the hay shaft would go down there, and
it's hot, friction, burns your belt.
And it just clogs it all up. And that was the main reason it clogged it up. So we just took all that out, so we didn't have that anymore. The other thing that's important to know, you do need like a special tool to undo the links.
Yeah,
right?
There's always special chain tools. Farm stores that sell the chain should sell the chain tool. I had the same thing.
And you want to make sure, first of all, you check the, so if we were going to use this, the first thing that would need to happen is it needed to be oiled. And then all this would need to be oiled and
would need to be
replaced. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it's electric. It's been sitting here exposed to the rain and the snow. It's done.
All right. There you go.
But, you know, probably new belt.
Yeah.
The chains, like she said, everything.
I think the chains are
everything
just
that needs
fine.
to be greased. Probably your turning thing there would need to be greased.
Yeah, that needs to be greased. And then the other
just
thing,
like any equipment,
that's
Megan,
important.
Right?
You want to make sure there isn't slack in the chain, and the place that you tighten it actually just. Oh, and then you have these little, what do you call them? The
chain
guides.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure those aren't bent and your chain can easily go through the guide.
Those are really important because otherwise your chain can really start to
trust me, when you're halfway through a wagon, you don't, when you have the energy to go, you do not want to stop, because once you stop to make a repair, you're kind of done.
You're done.
You're done. And
You're
so,
done.
but then you want to know all the way back here is actually where you tighten the chain. So you have this little guide up here, right? And so there's a screw, and you know,
you
put
either
it all
push
the
it
way out
the back to tighten it, or you pull it in to loosen it
So
up.
when you need to fix it, you gotta screw it in, and then when you need to tighten it, you screw it out.
So when it's rusted, you heat it and beat it.
Yep.
Replace a few bolts. And...
Yep. So that's important to know.
That was where I was wondering where that was.
Yeah. So this is how you tighten and loosen the chain. You do need to know that.
Megan knows all things. I think this is a great view right here, Mr. Hammerman, of the chain guide.
Show them.
Of that chain guide. So it keeps the chain from going from side to side. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually like a, is that like the guide, or what is that?
I would say that's a guide. It's like a little brace that it goes through. And the other thing that's important, there's a track on top, and you want to make sure that there's nothing in the track, and the track is level.
Free and clear.
And that just, because this will act, when your chain is loose, this will actually come off the track, and you definitely don't want it to come off the gear. Yeah, you can break it. And again, it's more time spent fixing instead of getting your project done.
This looks nice and newly replaced. Nice big cable here. And that you said this is what raises and lowers this.
Yep. So
nice,
when you do that little crank, this will go up. The other thing, this always stayed on the farm, so we never had really nice tires, just an FYI. But like, again, now I'm looking to sell this piece of equipment, and now I'm going, oh, these are the downfalls is we don't have nice tires. This is not road approved, just FYI. And there aren't too many people that are actually looking for them now. They're actually really pretty hard to sell.
They are.
So unfortunately, it's been sitting here. So call me if you're looking for a wonderful hay elevator.
Drop an email at our channel email.
Yep.
Let Megan know if you want. How long is this?
To be honest, I have no idea.
It looks like a 30-foot.
It's one of
three-story. At least 40
it's pretty long, and it has been. So the other thing, a tree did land on it, so you want to make sure you know where you park them, right? And so we had this section replaced, and it looks like it just
a nut and bolt section replacement.
It's really easy, and this is really nice because you can make this elevator shorter if you want to.
Say you could shorten this.
Yeah, you can take
some chain links out.
Yep, and take a section out if you need to.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah. Oh, this has been a wonderful hay elevator. I've had it for decades? I don't know.
Decades?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I've had it for decades. It's well loved. Probably has lots of years left. So yeah. Thanks for coming and checking out my hay operation.
I'm getting why am I getting all the bugs?
Because you're sweeter.
I stand by you. All right, thanks everybody so much for your time. Let us know what questions you have down below in the comments. Or just leave us a comment. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe, click that bell to be notified of our new uploads. And yeah, thanks so much for your time, guys. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Have a good one. Cut.
Sweet.
Okay.
Now what?